our hearts in vain. We jump, never asking why. We kissed, I fell under your spell of love no one could deny. Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you. I can't live a lie running for my life. I will always want you. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never into one love. What I wanted was to break you all. Whoever did was wreck me. And you wrecked me. I put you high up in the sky, and now you're not coming down. It slowly turned, you left me burning now. We're ashes on the ground. Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you. I can't live a life running for my life. I will always want you. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never into one love. All I wanted was to break you off. But whoever did was wreck me. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never into one love. All I wanted was to
Hey
break.
dudes, Reagan with Texas Defense Articulations again, and I'm here with an Alchemy custom weaponry Quantico full rail double stack, which is a mouthful, but yeah, that's what this gun is. So my buddy Michael Olson purchased this from a buddy and immediately gave it to me. The other dude didn't shoot it too much, but immediately hands it over to me. Of course, hey, I want you to tell me what you think. So uh, YouTube land is blessed because Olson gave this over to me. So Alchemy's been on my radar for a little bit. I've noticed old Eli Duckworth on on YouTube putting out a lot of content for them with his crazy accent and his mustache. That's cool. Really appreciate that content because there's not a lot that I actually dig on. So good for them. Alchemy is a semi-custom gun manufacturer. So basically you buy a base, not a base model gun, but a base style of gun, and then you pick and choose a bunch of features that you want on there. So this particular one has a patina style finish. It is not the diamond like coating or something like that. I know that's a pretty popular thing to get, decently expensive. The patina finish is also more of an expensive add-on. It's not something I really dig on, but they did do this very, very well. It does look really, really well done. But I like a real patina finish when you shoot the gun boatloads of rounds and carry it, and the holster wear and all that's all over it. So you can tell it's not actually done that way. It's made to look good, and it does look good. So bravo on that. It's the ring hammer here is an also additional feature that was paid for, just something different. I usually see a lot of Delta hammers. That's the one I tend to, if I don't really put a whole lot of thought into the hammer. Does it work or does it not, you know? But the ring hammer is kind of like an old school nod that they put on there. And let's see, this one's also cut for a Trijicon RMR. That is a feature. They do offer these guns without the RMR cut. One of the things that has kept me from biting off on them, and I believe I actually emailed Eli about this a few years ago, was I was wanting to get one of their single stack 45 ACPs in full custom or with a bunch of features on it. And I asked him if I could get it cut for something different. The Trijicon optics are not my favorites by any stretch of the imagination. Nothing against them, nothing against you if you love them. They're just not my jam. So I asked if I could get it cut for something else. He said, at this time, all they're doing is cut for Trijicon. So once they go over to the Delta Point or something like that, that's a little more my style, maybe I'll end up biting off on it. But something that is unique about these their cuts that they do is it's way further into the slide than a lot of the other manufacturers out there. I do have a Paladin Arms custom gun I had made that's cut for a Delta Point Pro, and you can see in some of the video and photos that we'll throw up that this does go significantly deeper into the slide. One of the downsides to that is that brings this glass, especially with this overhang, that this SRO does, and I believe the new RMR, whatever they call them, the bigger RMR, which I am a little interested in, but I haven't bitten off on yet, it does kick forward right here, puts it very close to the ejection port, and it does soot the glass up pretty quick. After a couple magazines, you're going to want to clean the glass off. So, but if you are shooting an optic, you tend to want to make sure you have some fiber optic cloths around to clean your glass with, and you know, make sure you're good to go with that. And I just clean my glass pretty much every day anyway on my carry guns. So make sure that you're doing that. Let's see. One of the other features that I do like, I don't know if it's specific to this gun, is they have countersunk the barrel into this bushing right here. Really good look. I don't know that it does anything, but I did notice that as soon as I picked up, started looking the gun over. I was like, there's something about that I really do like. So that's a good one there. It does have a flat trigger on it. I believe that's an additional add-on that the original owner had done. It is not serrated on the front. I much prefer a serrated trigger, but didn't bother me or anything like that. Still shot really, really well. But yeah, just another little feature they have on there. One more thing that's a little bit different is I believe this grip module is actually Kevlar and not plastic, and so it's supposed to cut down on the vibrations and a few other things. I didn't really notice anything crazy about it or anything like that. There wasn't anything I was like, oh, this feels completely different, or this feels bad, or this feels anything. It just felt like a 2011, or I'm sorry, a 1911 double stack. Don't want to get sued over anything like that, but this is a 1911 double stack, not a 2011. That's against someone's rules. So that's just another feature that they offer. I actually really like the aluminum ones that I have on some of my other guns, but at the same time, this is really good. And so, cool feature on that. So let's talk about the things that didn't perform perfectly, but it wasn't anything horrific or anything like that. It did not always lock to the rear on empty magazines, and they were all the STI staccato style mags. I didn't have any Atlas mags or anything like that with me on the range when I ran all these out, and I didn't notice it with anything but the STI mags. So maybe it's something to do with magazines, maybe not, but for the most part, you know, it kind of seems to be a 2011 thing. Kind of happens a decent amount where the gun doesn't really want to lock to the rear on an empty magazine. So that was one of the things that happened. We did have between 3 and 4, it's one or the other, 3 or 4 hammer follows in 1,000 rounds that we put through this gun, which is when the gun fires and cycles the next round into the chamber, but the hammer follows the slide home, and so it's not in the cockback position to be able to fire the next round. I did have that happen a few times. I believe that to be a spring tension issue. I'm not 100% on that or anything like that, but you know, don't bother correcting me because I'm not going to fix this. This is going to go back to the manufacturer and probably a little chunk of this video to show them exactly what happened. One of the features that they do is I believe all their 2011 style, or I'm sorry, double stack 1911 style guns actually does come with a grip safety. I'm actually a fan of the grip safety for a lot of particular reasons. I'm not going to get too far into it or anything like that, but a couple of my other 2011 pistols do not have the grip safety, and you see that deleted in a lot of competition pistols also. But this is a little more set up to be a duty style. And so one of the good things about it is, you know, the trigger is light, but it's not crazy light. It is crazy good, nice, quick, easy reset, almost no movement to the rear before the hammer falls. Still close to about 3 to 3.5 pounds on this. It's a stretch calling it a duty style trigger. It's a little closer to one because I have a Paladin over there is like a 2-pound trigger, and it's like you look into a direction, point the gun, and it fires. You don't have to put much into the trigger. So this one's a little better on that if you were going to carry something like this. So this does fix a lot of the things that I'm kind of like iffy on with a staccato. Staccato's triggers leave a little bit to be desired, but it's nothing that can't be fixed. One of the things I haven't enjoyed about any of the staccatos that I've shot is the fitting to the hand on the very back of the gun. I get hot spots on my hand, especially around the knuckle on my dominant hand thumb. Not a thing with this particular gun. However, that should kind of be expected because of the price difference, right? You're looking at staccatos, yeah, they've gone down since they first came out, but really looking around the $3,000 mark a lot of times, even for some of their higher end ones. This one's close to $5,000, probably it's a little bit over $5,000 for this particular gun. So I'd be pretty upset if it was leaving hot spots on my hand and that sort of thing. So overall, bravo, Alchemy. There's obviously a couple things that issues that need to be fixed with this particular unit, but yeah, good job on a custom gun, and it was a lot of fun to shoot. So hope you guys enjoyed this one. Out. Done.